Budget carrier AirAsia Group has secured a loan as part of its ongoing capital raising plans, Reuters reports. Riyad Asmat, CEO of the group's Malaysian unit, told the Newswire that a loan has been approved and disbursed. He said this in response to a Reuters query about a report from New Straits Times that said the airline had secured a 300 million ringgit loan from Sabah Development Bank. Citing sources, NST said AirAsia will likely use the loan to finance its local operations, including paying salaries and aircraft leasing. It said the loan will likely help sustain the carrier for up to 2 months. The report went on to say that AirAsia is hugely important to Sabah for bringing in tourists, which is why Sabah Development Bank would be very interested in helping AirAsia to survive. AirAsia has said it is looking to raise as much as 2.5 billion ringgit by year-end. Meanwhile, AirAsia X is asking its unsecured creditors to write down their dues totaling 63.49 billion ringgit by a whopping 99.7% to 200 million ringgit, without offering them any equity in the airline. A notice to creditors for submission of proof of debt or claim on Malaysian airline system, which was published in a newspaper, has been cited making rounds on social media and is believed to be part of the continued process on the liquidation of the now defunct company. According to the notice, creditors are required not later than 5 p.m. on November 12, 2020 to prove their debts or claims and to establish any title they may have to priority by delivering by hand or sending by post to the liquidator KPMG Deal Advisory. Malaysian airline system was taken over by Malaysia Airlines on September 1, 2015 as part of the National Airlines Recovery Plan. In a statement today, Malaysia Airlines clarified that the notice is one of the processes of liquidation undertaken by KPMG for the old entity as the appointed liquidator of the company. The carrier said the matter is unrelated to Malaysia Airlines and is in no way part of its current restructuring exercise. Industry sources said today's advertisement posting is likely part and parcel of the whole liquidation process, which takes time as it involves many legal considerations. Abu Dhabi's International Petroleum Investment Co. is reportedly dropping a lawsuit against Goldman Sachs Group. In 2018, the sovereign wealth fund sued the US investment bank for playing a central role in the 1MDB scandal, which IPIC said caused it significant financial exposure and losses. It alleged that Goldman had conspired with individuals from Malaysia to bribe two of its officials, Kadim Abdullah Al-Kubaisi and Muhammad Ahmad Badawi Al-Husseini, to further their business at the expense of IPIC and its unit, Aba Investments PJS. According to Reuters, IPIC said it is now dismissing its lawsuit against Goldman following collaborative discussions. The investment bank has been investigated by regulators in at least 14 countries, including the United States and Malaysia. In Hong Kong, its Asian unit was reportedly fined $350 million by the Securities and Futures Commission for its role in the fiasco. According to Bloomberg, the regulator reprimanded the US bank for serious lapses and deficiencies in its management supervisory, risk, compliance and anti-money laundering controls. Digi.com's largest shareholder, Telenor Group, says its Malaysian business has witnessed increasing macroeconomic pressure that had an impact on customer intake and monetization opportunities. In Telenor's third quarter interim report, its president and CEO Sigve Brekke noted that competition, especially for data revenue, has also intensified, resulting in increased downselling pressure and lower customer intake, particularly in Digi's entry-level postpaid segment. In addition, he pointed out that continued border closures and travel restrictions in response to the COVID-19 pandemic continued to impact Digi's roaming revenue. Last Friday, Digi announced that its third quarter net profit fell 9.9% to 320.76 million ringgit from 356.05 million ringgit a year earlier due to a margin squeeze compounded by the outbreak as well as higher depreciation cost. Revenue for the quarter rose 1.1% to 1.58 billion ringgit from 1.56 billion ringgit a year ago, fueled by proliferated data monetization opportunities and increased prepaid voice usage, which offset softening postpaid revenue. The Department of Statistics expects Malaysia's economic recovery to continue in the months ahead. This is based on the smooth growth rates of the leading index, a predictive tool to anticipate upturns and downturns in the economy. Chief Statistician Datuk Sri Dr. Muhammad Uzair Mahidin said in a statement today, the LI registered 108.5 points in August from 100.8 points a year ago, an annual growth of 7.6%. Month-on-month, however, the LI slipped 0.5%, dragged by the lower number of new companies registered at minus 0.6%, the decline in real imports of semiconductors, minus 0.4%, and the drop in the number of housing units approved, minus 0.1%. Still, he said, the growth rate of smoothed LI is consistently above trend and moving upwards, implying future growth. Meanwhile, the coincident index, which measures the current economic performance, improved slightly to minus 2.3% in August from minus 2.4% in July, supported by the increase in volume index of retail trade, 0.5%, and real salaries and wages in the manufacturing sector, 0.1%.